Hey everybody, it's your buddy Danny Allen over here at Beyond the Surface TV. It's Man Cave Monday time again. It's the once a month fishing reports discussion from the shop. Just got off the water from working my tail off, trying to get the fish to cooperate, and partially failed at that job. So here we are to discuss why it's so difficult right now in the summer months with the water heating and the water, all the elements of the Mother Nature that's going on. We're here once again to discuss what we can do to make it easier and what we can't do because we need some of these issues straightened out. So here again, we're going to go through the process of what's going on in our area and also some of the other areas that we're visiting with Beyond the Surface TV while we're filming. So here we go. I know that my other Man Cave Mondays, they got a little bit of this in it as well. I know this for sure because I've been living it. The weather has gotten to be such a factor this year. This year, it is all about the climate and the weather. It's made it tough. I'm talking John Wayne toilet paper tough. It's gotten difficult. The water, all the fresh water that we've been getting in the last month or so has funneled itself down into the Suwannee River from up north and all, and we have it now. It's ours. Whatever they got is now ours. We take out their trash in the water department that they don't want, so to speak. And it's got our water super brown. We're having to move to the south quite a bit to even find some sort of clarity at all in the water department. What does that do? Glad you asked. It messes everything up, okay? Long story short, it shifts the bait because obviously we gotta have wind because we wake up and it's just gotta be there. So we're 6 days of the 7 windy. So we're getting a lot of west wind, which is dragging that water around from the north and putting it right in our lap. So it's shifting the bait everywhere. So every day you go to try to find bait, if you're using bait, it's a situation. The water is dirty, stirred up, brown, and full of fresh water. That's two situations in its own. Salinity levels junk, water clarity's junk. It puts trying to lure fish in a weird kind of way. I'm talking about in a weird kind of way. If you're not throwing a top water plug or a huge gold spoon in the lure department, good luck. Just good luck. That's where you're at. That's where you stand. You stand like you better bring 13 rabbit's feet and hang them on every part of your body and rub them every chance you get. That's what you're dealing with right now. The water is just so bad. If you don't hit that fish right in the lips with a lure or near it or make some sort of crazy noise he can track down within seconds, you're just not it. You might as well just bring a bunch of beer and call it good and just drink the whole time you fish. I'm just saying. So we've been using bait every chance we can. We've been sticking with mullet. That's the easiest things for us to find. We've been using a little bit of threadfin herring. Those some days are easier to find than others depending on where the wind blew them that day. That's what we've been finding. So it's been difficult. And I know I'm crying a river over here, but that's what it's been. This is what Man Cave Monday's about. It's about telling the facts, the true Hollywood stories of what's been going on the last 2 to 3 weeks. Now, the show is out, so I'm hoping you guys are watching the show. I want to put this little piece in there because there's some small confusion. So it's on Waypoint TV, easy streaming network, all free. Can set it up all kinds of various ways. You can watch this, the Beyond the Surface TV. You can watch this on YouTube, on streaming on your laptop, on your desktop, on your TVs, on your cell phone. I mean, it's really that easy. If you can't find it, you reach out to me directly. I'll send you the easy link. I'll have you watching it in 20 seconds tops. So there's that. Make sure you watch it. It's very important. We're new. We all know how new I am. So we're new at this Beyond the Surface TV thing and this YouTube thing. So I need all the love I can get. That's it. I got a lot of catching up to do. 20 years of guiding and 2 months of 2 months of filming, so to speak. So it's a culture shock. So I need all the love I can get. So make sure y'all do that. And we got all kind of cool content coming forward too as well for the YouTube channel to keep you guys active and give you something to follow. Going forward in the next few weeks, here's my hopes. Here's my strong hopes that we will get some sort of a wind direction change where it will bring some south, and I'd love to see a little east in it. and shove that water right back up to the north where it came from. So that's my hopes, is we can get rid of some of this brown stuff and get the salinity level to straighten out some. You know, we got here in Cedar Key locally, we have all kinds of shellfish, we got clam leases, all of this stuff that the salinity is very important that it doesn't get out of whack on. A lot of people's livelihoods here, there, that stuff needs to be correct for them to be able to harvest and work. So that's one of my biggest hopes. Obviously, if the water clarity, the brown fresh water goes back to the north, water clarity comes back around, it gets you back into where you might can throw some different lures. You can start doing some of that normal stuff again. But in a simple fact of it all, even if you're throwing bait, you have to put on an extra 2 or 3 pairs of patient pants, because you throw the bait and he can smell it, but it's going to take him a little while to track it down. You know, and if you're giving 5-10 minute little bump and run deals, you know, throughout your day with your bait and all your hot spots, and you might want to bump that up to like 20-25 minutes, because it might take them a little time to distinguish where you're at in this brown flat that they're all of a sudden having to live in. So patience. My strongest suit, said no one ever. The patience is the problem. So bring your patience pants with you when you come fishing right now. You know, every little weight game that you may have had to do in the past, and in your certain favorite spots, you may have to double. That's probably, you know, using fresh, good bait, working extra hard to get it, yes, but making sure you're getting fresh, good bait every time and putting extra time on your spots when you're there. Probably double. I would be saying, if you out of the norm and your bump and run pattern, you know, if you was 10 minutes a spot, you're probably going to need to bump it up to closer to 20. I mean, it sucks. You know how most of us guys, you know, the red fishing, when you're red fishing, pull up to your favorite little spot that's got history, put your baits in the water. Man, it happens within 2 to 3 minutes most of the time, 5 at the tops. If it's going to happen, it happens pretty fast. So therefore, you know, we double it, you know, 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes tops. If we ain't got a bite, gone, headed to the next spot. It's different now. We're having to wait a lot more. It means you're going to get a lot less chances in your window for your time you're going to fish that day. That's been a huge issue right there. It's time management and patience with the correct bait in the correct place at the correct time and the tide. Huge importance. We all know that every spot has to have its timing. Every spot has a different design, whether it's low on a bank, high on a bank. Got to push, the fish have to push up near the oyster bar, shell bar, whatever it might be, or just a high sand trough. There's variables galore there, and it's all about timing. Just because you have your buddy hand you 12 spots, say, this is a good spot, that's a good spot, that's a good spot, it's going to take you several fishing trips to find out when you need to be in each one of those spots your buddy just gave you. So when your time management's messed up because of all the patience pants you have to put on, it bleeds off into the whole day. And the next thing you know, you've only hit half of the spots that you normally would hit in your, let's just say, 6-hour period of time that you're fishing that day. So all kinds of little things here just to think about. Just like I say, that's what Man Cave Monday's for. It keeps our brain moving a little bit, shares some secrets, shares some ideas. You know, it's really easy just to get out there, go through the motions, and make some casts, and that's fine. Hey, fish. Everybody takes their fishing differently. Some folks take it seriously. Some folks take it as a complete relaxation. Some folks, they take it personally when they don't do well. You know, it hurts them. You know, it hurts them deep inside. It cuts them deep, if you will. So these are just some things to think about that, you know, that you might want to change in our area. And I say our area, we're talking about the Cedar Key north and south. That chunk I'm at, where I'm from here. Now we're headed over to St. Augustine here this week, here in 2 days actually. And we're going over there to the beaches. I hear that the water's really pretty over there. Everything's really nice. The southwest wind isn't hurting the beach over there. The water clarity's nice. The tarpon are going up and down the beach in the pogey pods. So we're gonna go over there and see if we can't put a few lenses on them, catch some of them silver kings hip hopping out of the water and having a big old time while my hook is in their mouth, clearly. I got my co-host and buddy of mine from the redfish world, Ryan Rickert, is going to be coming along this week over in St. Augustine. We're going to get that out of the way, hopefully. We're going to try the tarpon thing, as I say, on the beach. We might even sneak off if the winds lay down for us and go out there and see if we can't do something a little cool with the red snapper. Stay tuned to that. We'll see if we can't fill you in on what the cool part was with the red snapper. Then next week, we're headed up to Port St. Joe to fish with my buddy, Jordan Todd. We're gonna do a big conservation thing on triple tail up there in his neck of the woods. We might even have a really cool thing going on with the big, long, toothy fish, not the king, the other one. There's some cool things going on that. Bonus points of the southwest wind and the west winds we've been getting for so long have blowed some cool species in way near shore up there than normal. Normally we'd have to go out pretty deep for them. Right now they're in there against the beach, 8 miles, he's saying, 8, 10, 12 miles. So we're gonna see if we can't load up one of them, just for giggles, if you will. But we're mainly gonna focus on that triple tail thing and some conservation factors that need to be talked about within our fishery while we're up there with Jordan Todd, who is a big part of CCA and Florida. So that's what we got going on over here at Man Cave Monday. A little fishing discussion about what's going on in my home waters here in Cedar Key and where we're headed this week to film another episode of Beyond the Surface TV for season 1. Hopefully you guys will tune in next month and we'll go over everything we've been doing, struggling in, or doing well at. And we'll do that next month. Hopefully you guys will tune in, stop in. Again, it's your buddy Captain Danny with Beyond the Surface TV. Hope to see you there.